Where are you from?
I was born in San Benito, Texas.
What is your name?
Tina Fuentes.
Can you tell us about your parents? And if you can start with their names.
Okay. My father's name was Dustano Muñiz, and my mother's name was Gregoria Guzman. My stepfather, which was the one that raised me, is Francisco Ortiz.
What were they like?
My father was a political man, and he was they were killing a lot of politics, and so my father brought my mother to it's San Benito, La Encantada Ranch, where I was born,
Mm-hmm.
And then when they stopped killing the political people, they went. My father my father took my mother back to Doctor Arroyo, to Mexico, and he took her back because he wanted a political life, and my mother liked it here. So when they left, they had to take my mother and me, right? And my mother always wanted to come to the United States, but she never could because my father was a real strict man. And then my mother wanted to come so bad that she became friends with one of the officers and the wife, and they helped her take me. They had to take me away from my father because he didn't want to let go of me. And but that man, the officer,
Mm-hmm.
he and his wife, they brought us to Monterey. And I was young. I don't. It's what my mother used to tell me. And then my little brother and I, we were small, and he got sick. My mother used to work at night making enchiladas in the door of the street, and we were in a big room. It was just a room, and they didn't have floor, and it's just dirt. And my little brother and I, we slept there. She took care of us. She never left us. If she had to go work, the neighbor would just knock on the wall, and she would tell us, "Are you all right?" And we would tell her, "Yes, we're fine." And sometimes it was real cold, and my mother used to make a fire in the middle of the whole room, and we stayed warm like that. But the lady just took care of us from the wall. She would knock and ask us if we were all right. And I never forgot that. It stayed on my mind because I was 4 and he was 3. And we would remember, I would remember everything. And then she went to work during the day. And then my brother and I went to the park across the street. And the trees were full of avocados. So mother left us tortillas. So we got the tortillas, and my brother got the salt, and we would go across to the park. We would make tacos out of the avocados. And to me, that was sad now that, since I started growing.
Mm-hmm.
But we were happy because we were always together. But my brother got sick. He passed away. He was 3 and I was 5. He passed away. Thank you. And
What was his date?
My brother's name was Joel Muñiz, and he passed away. And then my mother, he got a boyfriend that was my stepfather, and he was the best stepfather any person could have. And he brought us to Reynosa, and he brought us to Reynosa, and then we crossed the river. And to me, I never forget, because it's a sad thing, all we went through.
Mm-hmm.
My mother, my stepfather, and I. We would cross the river, just holding by a branch, and we would cross. And then he would go. We went to these woods, and he would go to a store. He left us in the woods, waiting for him. He would go buy milk, and at that time we didn't know any better. I would drink the pet milk. I would drink it. They just made 2 holes, and I would drink it. And then I don't like pet milk since then, because we drank a lot of pet milk and bread. And he would bring us everything. So we crossed. And that was not the first time, because one time we crossed the river, and it was the man that had the boat that used to cross us. He couldn't cross us because it had a lot of water. The river had a lot of water. So my stepfather, he got a branch. The mesquites branch, and they have a lot of ¿cómo se llaman? Espinas.
Mm-hmm.
And my mother was, she didn't want me to drown, so she told me, hold to this branch and don't let go. You better not let go, because I'll kill you if you do. But she was only playing to get me scared, and my stepfather was pulling the branch, and that's the way he crossed us across the river. And my stepfather, he was the best father, because he raised me, and he respected me, and he became Ramiro's best friend. My husband.
Now, where's your mother's family from?
My mother's family is from Doctor Arroyo, Nuevo León. They were real simple people. My grandparents, they lived in the mountains. And every time we went to see them, we had to get in burros to cross 3 mountains to go to where they were living. But they were happy. They had animals. They had cows. They had pigs. They had, they lived the life. They raised chickens, and they fix up the meat. They dry the meat, and they would eat it dried, and it was nothing compared to here. But they were happy. My abuelito's name was my ¿cómo se llamaba? Let me see. If I remember, I'll tell you my abuelito's name and my abuelita's name.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about your father's family?
My father's family, I think I saw him about 3 times in my life. I was the oldest, because he got married and he got married again. He had a lot of kids. But I I was the oldest, and he wanted me too, because every time we went to see Abuelita and Abuelito, when they got sick, when somebody passed away, uh, he would go with a lot of policías.
Mm-hmm.
He would go to try to get me away from my mother. But we were ahead of him because we just went and came right back. So by the time he went to look for us, so she could take me away from my mom, we had already left. But he would bring, one time, when I was 11 years old, my mother said, "This is enough. I want you to meet your dad." Because we were tired of hiding. Every time we went to see my abuelitos, we were tired of hiding. So we were there, and all of a sudden, all these soldados and with guns, they were there. And they came, and my mother was real strong. She's a tiny lady, but she was real strong. She said, "I came because she can decide if she wants to go with you." She was tired of going and hiding. So I told my dad that I didn't want to stay with him. So he let me go. That was the first time that I saw. So he had a lot of guards with him and all that. But they left. They left us alone. And then we could go see abuelitos every time they got sick. And
Your abuelitos from your dad's?
from
No. From your mom's?
From my mom's. I didn't know the abuelitos from my father.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember how your grandparents were from your mom's side? Were they kind? Were they?
Oh, yes. They were the best people. And they would treat us, I mean, well, they were real nice. We bought Abuelito to the United States, to Elsa. We bought him one time. And he was so happy, that we got him over here, because they were those kind of simple people.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. And Abuelita had already died. She had a stroke, and then later she passed away.
What about your stepfather? Did you ever meet his parents?
Family.
Mm-hmm.
My stepfather, yes. One time, I remember I was 11 years old, and they decided to move to Durango, because my stepfather was from Durango. And we left, and we moved to Durango, and we were so happy over there. But my mother didn't like it. So we stayed there como about a year, and then we came back to the United States. And I didn't have to cross the river. I could cross the bridge because I was born here. But I went through all that, I had to cross the river with them.
Mm.
So, but all the time that we lived there, we were real happy. I mean, I was real happy. Real happy. It's a beautiful life. Different than here.
Do you have any memories of living there? Any specific memories of living?
Oh, yeah. We have. I have memories because it's so different from here. Durango, the streets. There was a downtown, and up there on the top, they had stores, the church. They had all the activities. And over there in Mexico, they used to buy the groceries daily. And my mother always had to go up. It is like a hill. And we would go to the mercado there, and she would buy, and the way they buy it was funny because I wasn't used to that. And my mother would tell my stepfather, "Give me for the chivo." That means give me the money for the day. So, and then we would go to the mercado and would get like a spoon, a big spoon of lard, and half a dozen of eggs, whatever we were gonna eat that day, potatoes, it was so different from here. And then we had to leave that town and came back because my mother didn't like it. And then and a beautiful thing that I never forget is that on Wednesdays, all the ladies got together, and the kids, and baskets full of dirty clothes, and we would go to the river, and they had big rocks, and they would take like grass. It was grass, but that grass was soap. They would go to the store and buy for what they were going to do, and they would wash the clothes in the rocks like that. And then we, the kids, we would hang the clothes on the bushes, and then after we finish, we would go. There was always corn. The kids go get corn, and then the ladies would cook the corn, las brasas, and we would go to the river, and all this fruit, like apples, pears, a lot of fruit came in the water, and we would get fruit, and we would eat the fruit from the water. Estaba bien bonita, cristalina el agua, y venía toda la fruta, sí. And we would get and then the corn, and they would cook something, pollo or whatever, and we would eat there.
How would the fruit end up in the water?
Porque all the trees, it was so funny, all the trees were in las orillas, and when they were ripe, they would just
Fall into the water.
Fall into the water. Wow. It was real pretty, and we were always we didn't have to buy it, we didn't have to pay for it. So I love that. And then they were so religious. The church, one time, I never forget this church from La Virgen de Fatima. It was, he was coming from Mexico City. They were bringing it on the road like a procession, like all the people that go meet. We went from Durango to another part of Durango to go meet that Virgin. And everybody had a pigeon, a white pigeon. And when we got to where the Virgin was coming, in a big truck, we let the pigeons go, and it looked so beautiful. They were so religious. I mean, and they are religious. So those are beautiful things que I remember from over there.
Mm-hmm. So you had a brother, right?
Yeah.
Joel. Did you end up having any more siblings?
No more. We were the first one. The first baby that my mom had, she passed away. I think she was only a month and she passed away. And then I was born. And I was born on this side. And then when my father took my mother over there, she had my brother. We were only 3.
Mm-hmm. What do you remember most of them? Of your little brother.
Well, like I told you, I remember the park.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember the day he passed away. No más. We had to. This is another beautiful day, a beautiful time that, like my mother in Christmas, I always remember Christmas because my mother got us a tree, but just she just went to cut the tree and put it in the middle of that room where we stayed by ourselves. And every day she would bring a doll and a little car, and she would hang it on the tree. The next day she would bring another toy, hang it on the tree. Christmas Day, that was Santa Claus for us. We took everything out to play. The little toys, you know.
That's a good family tradition.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I remember. We had fun, my brother and I.
Do you have any children?
6. Okay. Tengo Imelda,
Mm-hmm.
y Alba, Joanna, Belinda, Ramiro Jr., and Rudy. Decía mi mamá, tú eres una gallina y mira tantos pollitos que tienes. And it's true.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any stories or funny stories or anecdotes about them when they were kids?
My kids,
Yeah.
we always, Ramiro, when we got married, since he had a bad, you know, at that time we had a bad time with when he was small, he would always tell me, Tina, when we get married, this my kids are always gonna have what I didn't have, and that's why every Christmas, that's why we celebrate, because that was his goal. He said, my kids are not going to suffer not having Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
So to us, Christmas is very special. Because he would always get something. One year I remember, on Christmas, most of the time it's real hard. It was real hard for us because maybe the work was slow or something, but Ramiro, we would always have lights in our house. Do you see the lights we have? Because the girls, Joanna especially and Alma, they believe in us having lights. Porque that's what he loved, to have lights outside the house.
Christmas lights.
Christmas lights. And everybody had to have a gift. I remember one Christmas, we were broke, and we went to the store. Ramiro gave me a little angel like this. I kept it for so long because everybody had to have a gift. So all the girls had gifts, and the boys had gifts. And that was his goal, and he always kept it. That's why we get together. That's why we have Thanksgiving. We have Christmas. We have any holiday. We have it because that was our goal. Mm-hmm. And he always said, my kids are not gonna suffer like that, because we didn't have it, but they had it. They had it. Even my brother-in-law, when he came from the army, he came home and he was carrying a lot of gifts for us on a Christmas. My brother-in-law won. Yeah. And one time we didn't have a tree. And we went and we got, I don't know if you know the trees, a cedro. It was a tree that looks almost like a Christmas tree. And I went and cut a tree. And that's what we had for Christmas. Christmas tree. We put lights. We always had to have lights. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So to us, that was a good memory that we, even though we didn't have, but we made it. And then we kept on, because we've been married so long, and we both worked and worked for them. And even the girls, they were cheerleaders. We were with them every game, every football game. We were with. It was raining. We were there with the raincoats. It was cold. We were there with blankets, but we were there. Yeah. So to me, I don't think we don't feel guilty porque we try to do our best.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a best friend now?
A best friend.
Yeah.
Sí, sí tengo best friends y tuve muchas best friends. Tengo a comadre Flor. Es una de mis mejores amigas. Tengo a Semi, que fue de la escuela. Tengo muchas de la escuela. Y luego, y luego Olivia, la señora que me la envió a la casa. She was my best friend. Le dije, para mí todas son iguales. Because nobody is more than another. It doesn't matter the color, race.
Who taught you that?
My mother.
Yeah.
My mother. Yo fui una niña muy sufrida. Y como quiera me daba consejos. She would tell me. Because she was a lady that suffered a lot. She had to leave me all night in a little room because they had to go work. They worked at night, at the bodegas. And she would lock the door and left me inside. And it was an old house. He said, as soon as it got dark, you just pusieron una colcha and could cover myself like this. And I would go to sleep. That's what I did.
Mm-hmm.
So I suffered cuando estaba chica. Pero she would always be giving me consejos, advice, telling me, this is bad.
Right.
This is good. Desde aquí es la única parte que no he tenido best friends.
Mm-hmm.
But I got a best friend de cuando nos vinimos nosotros, se vinieron ellos y viven aquí en Huntsville, cerquita de Huntsville.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Vacations, we went together. We worked together. I was a manager and a distributor in Tupperware,
Mm-hmm.
and we were always together. On vacations, every year we would go 2 weeks on vacation, and we see each other once in a while. Like today, they invited us to the birthday of Mr. Garza,
Mm-hmm.
because he's going to be 80, and he invited us to his birthday party allá en El Valle. We can go. We're gonna have our own Christmas party. And to us, the Christmas party is more important than nothing.
What are the names? Your friends?
Adriana and Fred Garza.
Okay. Can you tell me about a person who's the most important person in your life?
In my life,
Yeah.
my parents. I mean, my parents, mi padrastro y mi mom.
Mm-hmm.
The important, mis hijos, mis nietos, mis bisnietos. I have a lot of family, and I'm the only one. And I have más than 50.
Wow.
Counting hijos, nietos, bisnietos, tataranietos. We're blessed.
What is one of the happiest moments in your life?
The happiest moment was I think, I don't know, because the best moment to me is the togetherness of us. We're always together, and they never forgot that. I'm hoping that they never forget to celebrate the days that we have left. Like us, we're satisfied. I'm satisfied. I'm satisfied because I had, I think I did a lot in having all my family together on holidays, in bad times, good times. And to me, like George, like Sonny, to me they're right here because they're like my sons. Porque vivieron conmigo most of the time, because when Alma got married, they lived next door de nosotros. Y though ellos todo el tiempo han estado close, they've been close. Y luego se fue Sunny y George a vivir con nosotros 2 años, o 2 años o 3 años. Allá graduó George, allá graduó Sunny. And to me, there was yo me siento satisfecha. I'm satisfied que they went. They wanted to be with us.
What is one of the saddest moments in your life?
The death of my mom. And she got me ready when she passed. Before she passed away, because she would talk to me, and she got I would always, we would talk, and I said, I bet you, Mom, I bet you that if I tell Ramiro, get me this living room set, he'll go buy it. And she said, you're too chiflada. They say, you shouldn't be like that. And he told Ramiro, don't buy her the set. That's that's good. No, if I tell him, he'll go get it. And she didn't believe me. And then I told Ramiro, I want a living room set. And in 2 days he said, Suegra, get ready, we're gonna go get Tina a living room set. ¿Qué te dije? I would tell her. She died happy because she said that I had a good husband. Yeah, and she died there with us. She had her own house, but she stayed with us because she had cancer, and she stayed with us while she was sick, and then she passed away.
Were you there when she passed?
Everybody was there. Everybody. That's a good thing about my family. Then everybody is there when we need them. When we need them.
What in your life are you most proud of?
My life? Well, everything, because even though we're not rich, but we had a good life with the family. And we try to do our best with our kids. And I think that we don't regret what we did. We tried to do our best para que ellos no batallaran, they wouldn't suffer. Poor, but anyway, we both work real hard with Ramiro. we had a happy life, you Ramiro, porque we had we went a lot of places. We went a lot of places that we worked, because where I work, I was a manager, the Tupperware, a food distributor, and my job wasn't only me; it was everybody.
Mhm.
Everybody. Every time we got my merchandise, everybody helped to pack. Everybody helped to deliver, and when I needed somebody to go with me on a demonstration, one had to go with me, and so this was it wasn't only me; it was the whole family,
Mm-hmm.
because they helped me a lot, and we went to a lot of places que I wouldn't have we wouldn't have gone. We had vacations. We went to Hawaii, which I never thought I would go. We went 2 times, and it was not myself. It was the family, because it was my job that gave me that.
Mm-hmm.
We went to Mexico, to Cancun. We went to a lot of places. We won trips, and everybody got gifts, because I would get gifts and they got gifts too.
Can you tell me about your favorite music artist when you were growing up?
Music artist,
Yeah, or a
singer.
Singer, yes. A singer, a song that you really liked when you were younger.
Ay, qué bárbaro.
Hmm?
Ay, qué bárbaro.
What? She wasn't expecting that question.
I wasn't expecting.
They're not all heavy questions.
Well, I liked Elvis, and that's on the 50s, ¿verdad? Los 50s. I like Elvis, and I like so many. The thing that I like a lot when I was young, because I met Ramiro when I was 13. That's when I met him, and my favorite songs were las orquestas. Orchestras.
Mhm.
We had a lot of music. We love to dance. We used to. We can't dance anymore, but it had to be orchestras, and I love that music.
Mhm.
Ya no hay. Casi.
Ya no.
Como
¿Qué clase de baile
es
era?
like como son slow. Slow, con pitos y violines y todo eso, o de orquestas.
Mhm.
We had those. Es when I met him.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh. And then my 15th birthday, he was my Chamberlain, and we had acordeón y guitarra. Pero we liked that music, but not as much. I like the orchestra, and the mambo,
Mhm.
and what other kind of music we love. We liked all the music because he loved to dance.
¿Cómo se conocieron?
Nos conocimos. I was only 13 years old.
Mhm.
He was 16. He was 16 or going on 7. He's almost 3 years more than me. We were, he was in a club, the Sunset Club, and my friend was a president. And my mother used to work with the mother of that Lupita. And he asked my mother, Boita, let Tina go with me to the picnic, the Easter picnic. So he said, No. And then she begged her to let me go to the Easter picnic. So they had a big truck, and then they had to go pick all the members to their houses. And and I was only 13, I was chiquita, y luego the other little girl was 10, and we were sitting there, we were the only little kids. And then all of a sudden the truck stopped, and this boy jumped on top of the truck and fell right here in front of us. It was him. That's how I met him. That's how I met him, and then the little girl said, "Oh, he's cute." Y le dije, "You crazy?" I mean, he was a teenager. So we went to the park, and he was a player. He played baseball. And then at night, they had a dance. And again, we went with Lupita. And they started the music, and he came and said, "You want to dance?" And I said, "No, I don't know how to dance. I'll show you." So he showed me how to dance. That's how come we danced and danced, because he loved dancing. That's how we met. And we like, ¿cómo se llama? El western dance, hombre. El do-si-do y quién sabe qué.
Square dancing?
Square dancing. Square dancing. Uh-huh.
Are you religious?
Catholic.
Do you practice?
I practice the religion a lot. Let me tell you the only reason I don't do it here, because the people are too much different from the valley. Yeah, I took care of the church on our street. I would do CCD, and I had when we started there on mile 15, ¿verdad? We didn't have very many members, but they gave me that to the CCD, and then by the time you knew that they were doing mass there, because I got a lot of people involved in the church.
Can you tell me what CCD is?
CCD is when you do the first communion. Mm-hmm. You have to go study the prayers and all about Jesus. Mm-hmm. Yeah, everybody went. All my kids, like George and Sunny, everybody went. Mm-hmm. And I would be there. I would come from a party and I would run and go to CCD, and then I make Ramiro. It's a Knights of Columbus, mm-hmm. And I would be in charge of the church there in Mount 15, and I was everybody. I got the people involved. They built us a big building. That's how big it got. We had a small church, but they built us a big building because we grew a lot.
Do you believe in the afterlife? Like after you've passed on?
Yes.
You do? What do you think it's like?
Me imagino, porque that's all we can do. Mm-hmm. Pero me imagino es como la vista esta de la... ¿cómo se llama? Esta vista que cuando se muere you go into like to a pasture de flores bien bonitos y está y le hicieron movie and it was a true story. ¿Cómo se llama el artista de México? He did that. Es un milagro. Derbez. Have you heard about him? Derbez?
Eugenio Derbez?
Eugenio.
Uh-huh.
That's the way I feel.
Okay.
Because el milagro que le pasó con la niña que estaba en el hospital. Creo en Dios y creo que sí hay un Dios poderoso. Que he's there. waiting for us.
We're doing this whole interview so that your family and, you know, everybody that knows you can look back at who you were and they learn more about you.
Mm-hmm.
Can you give them some words of wisdom?
Pues la advice que yo pienso es que yo quisiera que, you know, they would start going to church. It didn't matter what kind of religion, as long as it was a church.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I believe in reading the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
Once you start reading the Bible, you'll learn slowly. And but I would like to go to church. There's nobody to take me. But like Pancho and Alma, they used to go to church a lot. Y ya no. A veces I would tag along with them.
Mm-hmm.
Pero I would like que fueran a church toda mi familia. Yo sé que unos no es igual, que no todos son iguales, porque you believe in what you believe.
Mm-hmm.
But if you start reading the Bible slowly, you'll learn. Especially, yo tengo movies,
Mm-hmm.
y me pongo una movie and I remember de la Bible, porque la leía mucho.
Mm-hmm.
Entonces, that stays in my mind. And then vuelvo a agarrar otra and I remember where it is in the Bible. And but you really need to really believe in it. Y yo quisiera que todos, you know, just a little bit.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think they would learn from reading the Bible? That you learned from reading the Bible?
Bueno, in the first place, to me, reading the Bible, that this is el nacimiento.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's when Jesus was born. That's a learning that you can teach your children. Another one is cuando andan matando a todos los babies. Que andan matando a todos porque entre uno de ellos there's God, and they're always hiding the babies, o they just desmochan la cabeza,
Mm-hmm.
los matan. Muchos escapan, como Jesus fue uno de los que escaparon.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a little bit of the Bible. And if you show it to them the way it's in the book, y como los niños chiquitos, the little kids,
Mm-hmm.
there's a book that will explain at their age,
Mm-hmm.
which is not scary, it's just
Mm-hmm.
something que they can start learning. Porque ahora there's a lot of people that don't believe in reading the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
Y
So do you think that they would learn to be more compassionate and more understanding of
more
other people?
understanding about the Bible, even if it's a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, right there. That's why I take it out every year. Porque you learn from that, it's algo de la Bible.
Mm-hmm.
Cuando vienen los reyes, que traen los regalos, que se guiaron por la estrella.
Mm-hmm.
¿Por qué se guiaron por la estrella? Porque así les las avisaron a los que cuidan las chivas,
Mm-hmm.
a los borreguitas. Les avisaron que cuando vieran la estrella, follow the star, y los reyes, los tres reyes, todo te explica, y de a poquito, you know, if you explain to them,
Mm-hmm.
they'll understand.
Okay.
Porque you cannot force nobody, you know, pero si comienzan, hay unos que they like it. Pero hay unos que no, pero hay unos que sí.
Mm-hmm.
You never know. Y luego la vida de Joseph, la vida de María. So that's Bible right there.
So the last question that we have is, how would you like to be remembered?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Being mean. No, I would. There I leave it to them. I did my best. They know how I love them. And I appreciate porque hay varios, pues casi todos, que they help us one way or another. Que we appreciate bastante. And we don't have a word to say thank you. Que you feel satisfied porque todo el tiempo you feel like me falta algo. Because you don't know if that person believes in you. ¿Verdad? Pero yo agradezco bastante porque a nosotros como quiera, yo le digo a Ramiro, nosotros tenemos hijos. Mira, la palma de la mano is not the same, ¿verdad? We don't have the same finger here. We have a little one, the ring, el que te pone el anillo,
Mm-hmm.
y todo, un dedo está one side. No,
Mm-hmm.
they're not the same. Así tengo los nietos. Yo las miro todos mis hijos y mis nietos like that. Y a veces, que nos ponemos a platicar, Ramiro, le digo, mira viejo, la mano. Los dedos no son iguales. You got a big one, you got a smaller one, y el del anillo, y acá tienes otro, y le digo yo, they're not the same. They're not the same. No puedes esperar. You cannot expect something from somebody that is not the same. It's not the same. A todos los queremos bastante. Porque gracias a Dios, como te digo, a nosotros nos han ayudado bastante. And we try to help them también. Yo fui muy estricta. I was real strict. Pero los quería. El no ser estrictas you have to love your family, and be strict. No tan strict, ¿verdad? Pero como quiera, a llevarlos.